I'm going to show you how to automate real-time analytics in real time. So this is a dashboard that I've built. So currently we're using YOLO26 to power the computer vision algorithms that are detecting all of the people that you see over here. So what's really cool about this dashboard is that you can choose different types of models. So you can use a smaller model if you want speed. So here you can see we are running much faster at 40 frames per second. But as you can notice, it's not as accurate as if you were using a larger model. So this is the extra large model, which is a bit slower but much more accurate in that regard. Now with this dashboard, I've given it the ability to do object tracking. So we can track different objects over here, and we can add in tracking trails. So these are tracking trails that shows their walking path. So we can see how far they've transversed and also how well it tracks. Over here we can set our confidence threshold. So if you want to detect more people, we can lower this over here. If we put it over here, we detect less people because we have a very strict filtering system over here. So I'm going to set it down to maybe 0.05 so we can detect more people. So as you can see, we're tracking people as they move about. So what's really cool about the YOLO26 model is that you're not only limited to computer vision, you can also do segmentation and pose estimation. So over here, I'm activating segmentation, and it's giving me the segmentation mask. So where would you actually use segmentation? Well, in this case, if you want to segment this guy from the background, you would use segmentation. Now, the closer the subject is to the camera, the more accurate the segmentation mask will be. So in this case, we won't really need segmentation because we don't need all of the pixels relating to one person. We just need the bounding box, which gives us the location of the person as well as the size of the person. We can also do pose estimation. As you can see, it works quite fast. We get all of the key points of the person. I've made it a minimal look, so I just put dots there instead of all of the bones that connect to the joints. And I've also added a heat map feature that allows us to measure dwell time in a nice visually appealing way. So YOLO26 is a fairly accurate model. So why did we go with YOLO26? Well, if you look at the performance benchmarks, we can see that YOLO26 outperforms all of the prior YOLO models such as YOLO 11, YOLO V10, YOLO V9, and so on and so forth. You can see that it's much more accurate across the board and with lower latency. So from the benchmarks, they mentioned that it has 43% fast inference, especially on CPU, and this is to optimize it for edge deployment. So this is in the case where you don't want to run everything in the cloud. You have private data and you don't want to share that with anyone else. So you can run these models on device using something like a Raspberry Pi with an OpenCV AI kit maybe, or a Jetson Nano. You could run those models offline and then send that data out to your cloud for analysis. And overall, we have a higher mean average precision to show that YOLO26 achieves superior accuracy on small objects while maintaining industry-leading speed. Some of the capabilities, as you can see, it has object detection, instant segmentation that I've shown you, pose estimation, as well as orientated detection or OBB, which means that instead of detecting boxes that are like this, you can also detect it at certain angles, which makes more sense if you're detecting objects that are at different orientations. And then we have classifications. If you don't care about location in the image, you just want to classify, is this a hot dog or not hot dog? And you know, they've come a long way since object detection. I started with computer vision way back in YOLO V3, and then the accuracy was not that great. So what you can see is that they have a NMS-free inference, which stands for non-maximum suppression. And this eliminates a big processing bottleneck by producing predictions directly. And this allows the model to reduce latency in production systems. They've got a must-GD optimizer, and this was inspired by Moonshot's Kimi K2, which is a large language model. So what they did was they brought LLM level training stability for faster convergence to computer vision, as well as DFL removal. So by removing distribution focus loss or DFL, it streamlines the entire model architecture, ensuring broader hardware compatibility and ease, as well as easier export of the model. So as you can see, they've got a variety of models, so from nano all the way to extra large. So nano you'd use for smaller, more embedded hardware because you need to prioritize speed, but with the trade-off of accuracy. And then you've got models all the way to extra large where you've got much bigger hardware in the cases where you need that accuracy, as well as a suite of models in between. Now for the retail space, there's business value of using computer vision. Number one is the continuous monitoring. So let's take a look at the business value of computer vision. So in the case, you have a mining belt that's carrying a lot of precious minerals like diamonds, gold, or whatever you can think of. Now, if that conveyor belt snaps, all of those precious minerals are gone. So before that happens, you use computer vision to detect all of the cracks in the belt and over time, before it even snaps, you can repair it before that crack or snap happens. Now you may think that running computer vision models is very expensive, right? But that's not the case. Instead of running it on the cloud and paying those expensive API costs, you can take it down to edge level and run models like YOLO26 on there. So on a Jetson Nano or similar hardware, you can eliminate that cloud latency as well as the recurring API costs. This is pretty useful for private on-site document validation of legal firms without sending the data to external servers, which is really important. There's also scalable visual automation. So you can automate complex visual tasks to help you grow your output without increasing headcount. So think of automated sorting and inventory tracking in logistic hubs to handle more than 10 times the volume increases. So yeah, if you want to automate things using computer vision, definitely head out to platform.ultralytics.com and check out their dashboard. They've got a whole bunch of models that you can check out, how they perform. You can even fine-tune your own model. So in this case, if we are unable to detect all of the people here, we can create a fine-tuned model. We obviously have to annotate all of these people, create a data set, and then take that back into the model, which you can then go back to Ultralytics and train a brand new model using any one of the family of YOLO26 models and choose just about any hardware to train it on, including the very powerful H200s from NVIDIA. So yeah, if you want to get this retail computer vision dashboard, I have hosted it up here at GitHub, which I'll have the link down below as well, which includes the front-end app over here as well as the back-end server. I'm running this on my Apple Silicon M4 Max, which runs pretty well, but you can also run it on NVIDIA CUDA or CPU. I'll also host all of the files and everything that you need in our corporate automation library, where we have over 981 automators in this program. And this covers everything from how to get started with automation, N8N automations for content creation, social media publishing, marketing growth, creating viral newsletters, scraping the internet, sales, scraping 5,000 leads automatically, the ultimate AI agent that does everything. We also have image and video generation that you can use for generating user-generated ads, which is pretty amazing, as well as some voice agents for your consideration. Everything will be in the link below, and we'll see you in the next video.